You have been trying to get through to Libby for 5 years now, so maybe you should let her go.
What is her problem?
Dennis, you left her at the altar when she was pregnant.
But that was ages ago.
Well, women remember that stuff.
Simon, good to see you.
Nice to be here.
Now if I could just start by asking you to tell us a little bit about Dennis.
Dennis is he's a sweet guy at heart. He's a kind of, a lovable loser, but he is a loser. He makes the idiotic mistake of leaving his wife on their wedding day because he doesn't think he's good enough for her. But then realises 5 years later that was a ridiculous thing to do and tries to win her back. But obviously she's slightly affronted by what he did, so he has to pull out the big guns to sort of prove his worth.
Look, I'm sick of being a nearly man. Or I'm sick of being scared. I'm sick of the regret I feel every day because I didn't have the guts to marry the woman I love. All that ends tomorrow at 6 a.m.
Now, the last time you and David worked together was co-starring in Big Nothing. But this time he's directing. How did that sort of change the relationship with him being the boss?
I guess there was less messing around between the two of us because we weren't just hanging out on set like as actors when you're just waiting for stuff because David was obviously busy a lot of the time. But he was a really good director because he completely understands what it is to be an actor and what's required of actors and how fragile and needy we are and how we need to be told that we're great all the time. So it was really good to have him behind the camera, not least because he really understands comedy as well. He's a funny guy and he understands the dynamics of what we're going through. So it was really good. And I was really impressed with him because he knew his lenses and he knew, technically everything about how to shoot, the line, all the business of as a director you need to know. He was very much up to the job.
Jake said you had some tickets to the Hobbit musical.
Yeah, a friend of mine's an investor in the show. He totally hooked me up. Can you believe that?
I was just thinking, you don't really want to sit through a whole sort of 3-hour kind of show, do you? So,
well, the thing is, Jake's really kind of got his heart set on this, Yeah. Powder?
I'm fine.
Sure. Refreshing.
I would imagine it is.
Now, you also have Hank Azaria in the film.
Yeah.
Great actor, but how often did you get him to do voices from The Simpsons?
All the time. And he does it without... There's no coyness with Hank. He doesn't say, I'm not a performing monkey. He'll just suddenly go, hey! Before action. In fact, he'd do Simpsons voices when they said rolling, just so that when they said action, I was laughing. I remember when we were doing the running sequences, he'd just keep doing Professor Frink. It's just before we had to go, and so a lot of the takes were useless because I was just creasing up. So yeah, he's not backward in coming forward about The Simpsons.
Is it a disturbing moment to have his sort of groin thrust towards your face as well?
He did that for real. We realised that it was going to be silly to waste time with modesty pouches and that kind of stuff because it just takes time, and I was the only one that could see, so it was all out for me to behold. I've seen Mo's Sislak's wiener. And fine it was too.
It's certainly a look of admiration in your eyes. So,
fear, I think that was.
So, thanks very much.
Pleasure.
Cheers.
Thank you.
You can see my point, can't you?